just first off, how did you feel out there? And was it just a case of kind of getting 70 pitches there and everybody deciding that was kind of enough?
Yeah, that's what happened. I felt pretty good. There in the third, I lost it a little bit. Noticed I was kind of flying open, and that's why, I wasn't able to locate. But then, when Acuna came up there, was able to make a couple pitches when I needed to, and then was able to make the adjustment. My arm slot was getting a little bit over towards the third base side. I noticed that, and I was more rotational. So, was good to make the adjustment. And, that once we talked and we were at the 70 pitch mark, we kind of said that was enough.
And did you make an adjustment at the plate there hitting? It looked like maybe you shortened up your swing a little bit.
I wasn't going to swing, and then you come up with runners on second and third with 2 outs. I was just trying to slap the ball, not do anything, not take a crazy swing there, and just trying to, I was trying to just poke the ball over shortstop or third base. So I didn't want to do anything because, like I said, I felt like I aggravated the shoulder on the swing last start. So I was just trying to be smart there.
Next up is Anthony DeComo.
Were the 2 sticky stuff checks kind of what you expected them to be, or did it take you by surprise at all?
No, they said going into it, they were going to check, and, I expected it. It is what it is, and they wanted to go ahead and check, and that was fine.
And also, I was just looking, you got the win again today. You're on pace for 17. I know we asked you in spring training about your thoughts on 20, but it seems like it could be a reality for you this year. What are your thoughts in terms of just the possibility that you could get there?
Yeah. And it's probably, these answers probably get pretty boring for you. I think you've said that before, but I just try to focus on what I'm in control of, and that's one pitch at a time. Go out there, try to give these guys a chance to win a baseball game. Fun team, everybody's having a blast. We're playing good baseball, and hopefully keep things rolling.
Ed Coleman, you're up.
Hey, Jake, just wondered if you took something off the slider today. You've thrown some with higher velocity, and I just wondered, because of the strain that you had, whether that affected it at all.
I've noticed I've varied it a little bit as far as the movement I want on it. The one that's 92, 93 is more cutterish, and the slower one has more down to it. So it's depending on, kind of how I'm trying to shape it there.
Okay. And did you see Heredia's ball before it got there?
Yeah. That ball was hit hard. So I think Peraza was right there, but, just was reacted and happened to catch it.
Next up is Ken Davidoff.
Hey, Jake, did you feel any lingering effects of either the shoulder from the last start or the flexor tendon from the start prior to that?
No, felt good. That I think that's why we decided at that 70 pitch mark to say that was enough. Didn't want to overdo it, and talking to Hef and Louie in between, they said that they thought it was enough, and I was like, all right, well, let's be smart. I've said it before. I do not like coming out of baseball games, and hopefully that last one was the last time this year. So thought it was the right move there.
Dave Lennon, you're up.
Hey, Jake. Yeah, I was going to kind of ask you about that. So this was kind of a one-time deal, just coming off the short start. And because your work in between the starts wasn't really interrupted, right?
No, the work in between stayed the same. But, it's you can throw bullpens and whatever, and it's not the same intensity as when you're in a game. So I think, getting ramped up and, you throw – my bullpens are pretty light. I think I threw 10 to 12 the first one, and then probably 25 to 30 the next one. So, you do that. You throw 30 in the bullpen before the game, and then you go out there and 8 pitches in between every inning, and then another, 70 in the game. So that adds up pretty quick. So I think that was kind of the thought process. Ending the fifth, there was right around 70 pitches that we decided that was enough.
Tyler Kepner, you're up.
Yeah, Jake, it looked pretty routine, just the inspections from the umpires. And like you said, you expected it. What were you saying anything to the umpires, just having fun with it? Or What was that interaction like? And what do you think the impact is going to be of this in the long run?
Yeah, I don't know what the impact's going to be, but I said, what all do you guys need? Glove, hat, and belt, they said. So I handed them that stuff and then went along my way.
We'll go to Jake Signer next.
Hey, Jake, you mentioned that you weren't, planning to swing in the second inning there. Just curious what the plan is for you swinging going forward. Louis had mentioned before the game, maybe trying to get more swings in between starts to kind of get the muscles used to that. Just curious what you think the plan is for that right now.
Yeah, I mean, that's something we're going to have to discuss. I said it before, I do enjoy hitting, but, my main focus is to be out there on the mound. That's how I feel like I'm going to help the team the most. So come up with something where, me batting left-handed, that's my lead arm. So everything's so, you work so one-sided, that arm going forward. And then when you swing, it's going the opposite way and you're trying to stop it that way where you're normally, when you're throwing, trying to stop it that way. So I think we're going to have to come up with some sort of swing progression to get more used to my at-bats.
Next, we'll go to Ryan Dunleavy.
Jake, so many of your starts end, 1-0, 2-1. I'm wondering what the feeling was in the dugout there when Dom got that big hit, because it had been, maybe a week since somebody other than Lenore had a big hit with guys in scoring position.
Yeah, it's definitely huge. That's something that, after the game, we're here to try to pick each other up. And, Lindor had a good swing on that ball. He just missed it, the 3-0 swing. And, that's what you want. You want to pick each other up. And Dom did a great job of that. So everybody was excited, to tack on another 3 runs there.
Bruce Beck, you're up.
Jake, you set a new major league record by giving up 1 run or fewer in 12 straight starts. What kind of pride do you take overall in your consistency?
That's kind of the goal. I have a pretty set routine that I stay with and try to stay consistent in between and take it out there on the field. And, like I said, when Anthony asked me the question, and it's a pretty boring answer, but honestly, that's how I take the mound. It's 1 pitch at a time. And, once the ball leaves your hand, it's out of your control. And then you get the ball back, whatever that result was, and you focus and try to make the next pitch. I said it previously in years past, dwelling on something that had already happened and getting angry out there doesn't seem to help me. So try to stay, level-headed out there and make the pitch I need to at that time.
Andy Martino, you're up.
Sorry, Jake, one more on the inspection. Just wondering if you mind, or if you've talked to any other pitchers who have thoughts about the idea that it's so out in the open like that, and you're taking your belt off on the field in front of everybody, or showing your belt. And I mean, considering you've never been accused of doing anything, I know you're on board with the overall issue here, but would you prefer it be in the dugout or something a little more private?
Honestly, I didn't mind it. It was quick and it went pretty easy. So, I haven't had any conversations about what all they're going to do. We were told that we were going to be checked and it went by, and, it was actually pretty easy walking off the field. Here's this stuff if you want to look at it.
Your final question is from Matthew Robertson.
Hey, Jake, you were really cruising there, and then you walked a pitcher making a second career plate appearance. What happened there?
Like I said, I felt like I got really rotational. Noticed that on those sliders, my front side was flying open, and that's why I wasn't able to throw the ball where I wanted. And then, coming in after the game and looking, that's exactly what was happening. My arm slot was more towards third base, and I was getting around the baseball. But one thing I will say, I did continue to throw them to him because I was thinking, okay, you need to throw a good one. And I wasn't able to. But like I said, then Acuna came up, and I was able to locate pitches. So definitely don't want to walk the pitcher there, with who's on deck. But I was fortunate enough to make pitches and get out of that inning.